Hi everyone, welcome back to Cosmetology Guru's practice question study series where we walk through key cosmetology practice questions with step-by-step explanations. This video is great if you're preparing for state board or looking for exam prep tips. So our first question is, the type of fungal infection that is characterized by red papules or spots at the opening of the hair follicle is sudoriferous and sebaceous glands, volume and temperature, tinea capitis, or sebaceous glands. So the answer is going to be tinea capitis. While the choices may seem confusing, you can go through each choice and use logic to determine that this is the answer. We know the answer isn't volume and temperature because that has nothing to do with fungal infections. We can also rule out sudoriferous and sebaceous glands. These are the names of types of glands and not the name of an infection. Therefore, by process of elimination, that leaves us with tinea capitis. Okay, our second question is, combing small sections of hair from the ends toward the scalp to form a cushion at the base is known as roughing, teasing, straight, or toners. We can immediately rule out straight and toners as these have nothing to do with what the question is asking. This leaves teasing and roughing. The correct answer is teasing. I remember this because when we tease, we push the hair towards the scalp. And the question is asking what technique combs towards the scalp. So remember, teasing goes towards. Which nerve fibers are distributed to the sudoriferous and sebaceous glands? Is it secretory, motor, melanin, or sensory? We can immediately rule out melanin because this refers to the hair itself. So this leaves secretory, motor, and sensory. The answer is going to be secretory. It can be a bit difficult to remember this, so the best way I recommend to remember that the answer is secretory is by remembering the phrase, secretory nerve fibers secrete toward the glands. So remember, secrete, secretory. A skin condition caused by an inflammation of sebaceous glands. Inflammation, dry or oily scaling or crusting, and or itchiness. Is it seborrheic dermatitis, base sections, silhouette, or polypeptide bonds? The correct answer is seborrheic dermatitis. You can remember that this is the answer through deduction. The three other answer choices are not hair conditions, and seborrheic dermatitis is the only condition given as an answer choice. Therefore, it must be the answer. An infestation of the hair and scalp with head lice is ringed hair, pediculosis capitis, hypertrichosis, or dandruff. The correct answer is pediculosis capitis. The answer choices all refer to the hair, which makes answering this question difficult. The best way I can remember that pediculosis capitis is the answer is by associating the word lice with pediculosis. So remember, they both have L's in the word. Lice, pediculosis. Which of the following should be applied to stop the bleeding of a minor cut? Vinyl gloves, antiseptic wipe, pressure, or adhesive bandage? This is a hard question because all of the answer choices are things you use when treating a cut. However, the question is specifically asking what to do to stop the bleeding. The correct answer is pressure. I remember this because the question asks what should be applied. And I remember pressure and applied both have P's. So remember, pressure should be applied. Which type of shear is best for cutting large sections of hair? Is it a chunking shear, thinning shear, blending shear, or a texturizing shear? At first glance, this question is confusing because all of the answer choices are shears. However, if you read the question carefully, it asks which type of shear is best for large sections. The correct answer is chunking shear, which you can remember because the word chunks means large sections. When complementary colors are placed next to each other, they do which of the following? Appear darker, appear duller, appear lighter, or appear brighter? The correct answer is appear brighter. The way that I remember this answer is really just by using logic. The word complementary implies colors that go well together and look good. And anytime we're coloring hair, we want the color to appear brighter because brighter hair is healthier and therefore looks good. So remember, complementary colors, which go together, appear brighter. After completing a haircut and removing the client's cape and neck strip, you should clear away all hair clippings, proceed immediately with the next service, shampoo the client's hair again, or ask the client for a tip. The answer is clear away all hair clippings. This answer is fairly easy to remember because the question asks what to do after removing the cape and neck strip, which are used during a haircut specifically for the purpose of protecting the client from the hair clippings. You can also remember the answer by remembering the phrase, capes are for clippings. The cap technique of highlighting hair is best used for which of the following? Long hair, damaged hair, shorter hair, or overprocessed hair? The correct answer is shorter hair. We can deduce that the answer isn't damaged or overprocessed hair because we do not want to perform highlighting services on hair that is damaged or overprocessed. This leaves the choices of long hair and shorter hair. I use visualization here and imagine myself trying to use a cap on longer hair. And if you try and pull long hair through a cap, it's very difficult and quickly becomes tangled. But when I visualize pulling shorter hair through a cap, it's much easier. Therefore, the answer is shorter hair. Which of the following is a government agency that regulates and enforces safety and health standards? Is it Material Safety Data Sheets, Universal Precautions, Environmental Protection Agency, or Occupational Safety and Health Administration? We can immediately rule out Material Safety Data Sheets and Universal Precautions because these are not agencies. That leaves the Environmental Protection Agency and Occupational Safe and Health Administration. The answer is Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which you can remember because it has the word safety in it. And the question also has the word safety. The section of the pin curl that is stationary foundation of the curl, that is the stationary foundation of that curl is the stem, circle, base, or shaping. These answer choices all seem like they could be potential answers. However, the correct answer is base. The easiest way to remember this is because base is a synonym for foundation, and the question is asking about the foundation or base of a curl. Under which of the following communication methods would nodding your head or saying "I see" as a response to a person fall? Is it paraphrasing, listening, focusing, or clarifying? The correct answer is listening. I use visualization here to remember that this is the answer because I visualize when I'm listening to someone, I will often nod along or say "I see." You can also remember because by nodding along or saying "I see," You're not offering any commentary. You're simply listening. Wrapping a perm rod with the natural direction of hair growth will cause breakage at the base of the curl, cause the least amount of stress to the hair, cause spiraling throughout the curl, or produce a band mark. The answer is cause the least amount of stress to the hair. This question may seem confusing, but I remember that this is the answer by associating the natural direction with no stress, and they both start with the letter N. And no stress, I correlate with the least amount of stress. So remember, natural equals no stress or the least amount of stress. All right, our last question. Because semi-permanent color only deposits and does not lift color from the hair, you should select a color that is lighter than the desired shade, darker than the desired shade, very cool with no red highlights, or black or very dark brown. The correct answer is darker than the desired shade. And you can remember this because semi-permanent color only deposits, and the answer is darker than the desired shade. They both start with D. You can remember this question with the phrase semi-permanent deposits darker. All right, that's it for this video. Please subscribe for more quizzes and study guides, as well as real-time tips from Cosmetology Guru. Happy studying.